Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. I've been shooting Micro Four Thirds since the G85, G7, GH5 and many other cameras, so I've been using Micro Four Thirds for a long time. Back in the day when I shot exclusively with Micro Four Thirds, I was always trying to get the closest look I could to full frame with the gear and lens combinations and the sensor size at the time, rather than lean into, I think, what makes Micro Four Thirds special. Even though this GH7 and the G9 Mark II are fantastic, I'm done trying to make Micro Four Thirds look like full frame. I'm just not interested in that whatsoever, because Micro Four Thirds for me now is all about convenience, and it's also about all of these really great zoom lenses. I actually have a new zoom lens to share with you today as well. I thought I'd pull the trigger on something, and I'm kind of glad I did. So this is just a quick video talking a little bit about some thoughts here that I have about the system. So a little while back, I was in Perth in Western Australia. I took the G9 Mark II and the GH7 and a whole bunch of lenses, and I've since been offloading my large lenses. I've just been getting rid of them. I still have more to get rid of. The thing I've really started to appreciate are lenses like this 12 to 35mm f2.8, and this is version 2. Now, I've never tested version 1, which I think is very similar to this, and I tested version 3 a little while ago. And when I was in Perth recently, I said the end result win goes to the full frame system when it comes to primes. But for travel purposes, if you're looking for a telephoto zoom or zoom lens in particular, Micro Four Thirds is still hard to beat. I don't want big honking lenses on these camera bodies anymore. The camera bodies aren't that small, so the advantage still has to go back to the lenses, zoom lenses in this particular case. So this 12 to 35mm f2.8 is the equivalent of the 24 to 70 on a full frame. And the cool thing about it is it's like a fraction of the size of the Sigma 24 to 70, for example, or even the Lumix S Pro 24 to 70, both of which are great lenses, but I never want to travel with a lens that big. So it got me thinking, like, what do I want out of Micro Four Thirds now that full frame isn't giving me? And it's zoom lenses. It's absolutely these type of lenses. These are the things that I think I'm going to leave on the camera bodies long term. So I ended up pulling the trigger on a new lens, and I'll share that with you right now. So let's get into it. And by the way, this video is not sponsored. I paid for this. It arrived today, and I thought I'd share with you my first impressions of this. Here it is. So this is the 12 to 35mm f2.8 Leica. That's right. I finally pulled the trigger on this. I got to test this quite some time ago, and it was very impressive. But I've already got the 12 to 35 version 2, so at the time I thought, I probably don't need another one of these. I probably won't upgrade. But now that I've moved on quite a number of larger primes, like the Sigma 16mm f1.4, I sold some Sony gear over the weekend as well. I thought I'm gonna give this a shot. It was either this or the 12 to 60 f2.8 to f4. But the variable aperture, for the kind of stuff I wanna do, isn't ideal, so I think this will be the best tool for the job. One of the things I really appreciated about this 12 to 35mm lens is I could just leave it on and I didn't feel like I was missing any of my other lenses, especially that 10 to 25mm f1.7. And while that's arguably the best video lens, it's so big. If I'm taking that with me, I might as well just take a full frame camera with a massive zoom lens. Even though it is lighter, I still feel like it's just a little too big for me personally. So if we do some travel later in the year, I plan on taking the G9 Mark II, maybe the GH7 with this 12 to 35 version 2, and of course now this 12 to 35 version 3. So let's take a look at this. In the box here, we've got our little bag to store the lens, which is always cool. We have the same slightly irritating lens hood here, which means you can't kind of like rest the lens down straight, but it is what it is. And we have the 12 to 35. Now, another reason why I decided to go for two of these, like one of these and my old one, is because if I do a multi-camera setup, I've got a one and done lens on both systems. This obviously will now be my primary Micro Four Thirds lens moving forward for any time I'm traveling. It feels great, it looks cool, and yeah, it's funny how much more stiff it actually feels over mine because it's basically brand new. And it doesn't seem as sticky on the focus ring as mine. If you push a little too hard on mine, it sort of like locks up when you use the focus ring, but this is great. Another thing that I can appreciate over the 10 to 25 is the fact we've not only got this image stabilization system, but any difference in the shallow depth of field for most of the stuff we do, this is going to be fine. I'm going to treat full frame like a completely different system to Micro Four Thirds, and for me, this makes the most sense. The whole depth of field thing can matter in some situations and not in others, and I thought this would be a really great addition to my lineup. So stay tuned, I've got plenty of videos planned. I'm still getting through my backlog, and then I'll start doing some more camera tests and lens comparisons and camera comparisons and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned. I'm also going to be putting together my GH7 tutorial very soon. I tried to shoot it the other week, and unfortunately my audio sucked, so I deleted the entire project. I should have checked it, but there's more cool stuff coming up, and yeah, let us know what you think of this lens if you've got it. Now, the reason I picked it up, it was basically 30, maybe 35% off, somewhere around there. So I picked it up for the same price that I got this for, which was right around 1,000 Australian dollars, which probably is somewhere around 650, 700 US. I'm not sure what the conversion is, but I loved using this 12 to 35 so much that I didn't miss any of my other lenses. And at the end of the day, I thought to myself, I could have just taken this and been happy. So yeah, this is going to be my AB setup now anytime we sort of do any run and gun shows. But yeah, super cool. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon. See ya.